Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, Notorious Groupie, Allison Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie Me, paperback edition with one of my old covers on it. You want to see the new ones? Go check down the link in the description, along with my other books right here. Thank you guys for making those awesome, successful #1 new bestsellers. You guys fucking rock. That is so badass. Thank you so much. And as always, I love the community we're building here, you guys, and I am so thankful for you guys and love you so much. I truly, truly do. I suck at answering emails. I admit that. It's nothing personal to anybody. I just suck at it. I have no other excuse. That's my downfall. So I'm going to get to them soon, but I always do want to give you love and respect and kindness here because you guys have made such a great community here, and I'm so appreciative of it. I love you guys so much. And because I love you guys, I'm going to be answering, I get asked this question a lot. What are my favorite concerts? So I'm going to do my top 5 concerts. 3 of them I have kind of down, I know already, the #1. 2 of them I'm going to have to think about while I'm filming this. And I'm going to be drinking our locals coconut stout because I started drinking this one when I was, just got done filming The Mormon Masturbation, which if I haven't posted it yet, it's going to be a good one. So everybody, grab your nuts, kick up your feet, and let's have a cocktail rocktail, shall we? Cheers, big ears. Love having drinks with my friends. All right, so the top 5 concerts. I'm going to start with the very first concert that I actually went to. In the book, I talk about my first concert being Rat. While they were, Bon Jovi was opening up for Rat. So I talk about that one, but in the small town that I grew up in Missouri, like there was 500 people at the time. It's a shit town. I hate it, and it's kind of become really shitty anyway, but it was a cool town at the time, like Dazed and Confused, and we would get some shows, like some bands from St. Louis, and I don't even remember the name. This was a heavy metal band. It was probably, I would say 1983 or 4, and we had a community center with the stage and everything where we'd hold a Miss Salem pageant for the Miss Missouri competition for Miss USA and stuff. So and you know and just stuff like that, and concerts for the band and stuff. But so the first band that I saw, I don't even remember their name, but they were a heavy metal band. And Danny and I were there. It was right before Danny moved and a little bit before I moved to Salt Lake City. So they were just, I remember all the big blonde hair and the guitars and the spandex. And Danny and I were running up to that front row and people came behind us. We were the first 2 just standing there right up against that stage, just like, oh my God. And they were having fun with this because, you know, and then the rest of the crowd that was there's probably about 100 people there. Like I said, it was a town of 500. We didn't get a lot of action, so this was a big deal in our town. So after the show, of course, Danny and I are all amazed by them, and we should have known that then. I was probably 14 years old, 13, probably 13. We invited, my parents were out of town for a week. They left, I don't know why they left us alone. You could back in and they were actually in St. Louis for a few days. We had our neighbor that was supposed to be staying with us, but she didn't come with us to the show. So we invited the guys back to our house for a party. Ended up having some older friends get booze, and so that was actually the first band that I hung out with, was some local band from like St. Louis or something that had come down and was doing shows around Missouri, trying to, you know, get their chops going. And the second one was an Elvis Impersonator. Oh my God, I was just dying over him. I'm so jealous of my friend. You know who you are, Miss Lee. She, Melody Lee, she actually had Elvis, so I'm so jealous of that. But anyway, so yeah, that was kind of my first concert, and that was my favorite one because I think about it now and I was like, wow, I was really bold. I was really meant to go down this rock and roll groupie path because, like I said, we invited them back to the house. We were hanging out with them and just no sex, no drugs, no rock and roll, just, you know, innocent small town, dazed and confused type of drinking party in the backyard, which was 2 acres. You know, Mom and Dad knew about it that night. Boy, did we get deep shit by the time we got home. Oh my God, we were grounded for a month. But it was worth it because I was banned. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Burping. Excuse. All right, so number 2, and I'm gonna say it's not so much a concert, but it's the band, and I'm gonna go with Metallica because, and not Metallica now, but Metallica in the '80s during And Justice, Master of Puppets, Black Tour, all that. That was an amazing time to see Metallica because every night was just that energy, and it wasn't just the energy of the passion that they had at the time for the music and the band. I mean, because their lyrics and everything used to be so much more raw and real. And, you know, a lot of people go off to college and learn about politics and stuff as they're in college. I kind of learned about mine from lyrics of Metallica and Megadeth because this was what they were writing about real life and events and feelings and of despair, whatever, you know. And so, and watching the boys interact together back then was amazing. You could see the friendships that were still strong and still just really truly friendships at the time that have not really withstood the test of time to be what they once were. And I got to see that with the boys, and I love that. I think that was the best time to see Metallica because, like I said, the energy just now isn't the same at a Metallica show. They may put on good shows because of the songs you like or the pyro or the big screen and everything, and that facade that is put out there to make the big rock show. But back then, you know, they had all that, but it was something more that was going on between the boys that were keeping them connected and really in tune with each other as a band and not as the biggest band in the world. So that was probably one of my favorite concerts to see back then. Absolutely loved it. Loved him back in the day. Don't really care for him too much now. I've seen him since then and it's okay. You know, I see him come alive when they play the old stuff. Yeah, nothing past the Black Album. So that's number 2. Okay, no, so number 3 and 4, let me think. Honestly, I'm going to say Cheap Trick. And for this reason only, because I love Cheap Trick. I've only seen them a couple times, which I will get that one out about Tom Peterson very soon. But they had this really killer light show when I saw them on the tour that I saw them on, and it was just amazing. It was white lights and mirrors, and it was just with the song and everything, and what the light guy was doing, and the music and the energy. And it wasn't a huge arena; it was like a medium-sized arena, which I absolutely loved. So it wasn't overcrowded or too hot, and the music, you weren't lost in the middle of a giant place. You know, so Cheap Trick was definitely in there in my top 5. Really loved that light show. It was fucking amazing as hell. Amazing as hell. Better than Tom Peterson was, actually, for me. Because, you know, we had chemistry, but not that kind of crazy chemistry that I know somebody else has with him, which, yeah, that kind of chemistry fucking sucks sometimes. So, okay, that's in my top 5. You know what? The next one I'm going to say is Cher. Yep. Got to hang around. I had friends working for Cher. So Danny and I were down in Tucson, just hanging out, minding our own business. There's always a just in case room on big tours, just in case you forget somebody or somebody's coming on the tour or whatever. So we were staying in the just in case room, but got to meet Cher. And gosh, she has so many costume changes, the lights, the songs, which are iconic, you know. And this was when the Turn Back Time tour, when she had the little black outfit with the stripes. And I actually had that outfit as a stripper too, which was awesome. But so, and she had a drag queen on this tour that would come out in that Turn Back Time outfit and start singing the song, you know. And the only way you could, and then Cher would come out like a minute into the song and start doing a duet with her, the drag queen. And the only reason you could not the only way you could tell that that was not Cher is a drag queen had a better ass than Cher does. Because even Cher's not stupid enough to get ass plants like Madonna. You know what I mean? So, but she just put, and I was so lucky to see her. I don't think I ever would have, like, seen her otherwise, to be honest, if I didn't have friends working for her. And I'm so grateful that I did, because like I said, it was just an iconic show between the music and the props and the lighting and everything, and you know, actually meeting her backstage and seeing how cool she was, and it was like, oh my god. But yeah, excellent show. I don't care what type of music you're into. If you have a chance to go see Cher, go see her. I don't know if she'll ever tour again, and like I said, I'm so lucky that I got to see that show. Really lucky. So number one, and I think everybody knows exactly which one it is, because I've said this before, was the iBash concert, the very first internet streaming concert and charity show, the first internet streaming anything at the time. And like I say, it was in the MGM Grand Garden. This was in Las Vegas. Was The Who for $10 a ticket, because it was all going to charity. Out at the amusement park was Kiss, and they had just put their makeup back on, and it was the original Kiss, not the fakers with Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer, but the real Kiss, the original members with all their makeup on. Insane pyro, because it was outdoors, so they could do more pyro than they can indoors. So fireworks the whole bit. And then by the pool was Natalie Cole on this glass stage, just really awesome. And Brian Setzer with his swing band when he was doing his own thing with the swing. And this is after I met him at the Hard Rock. So, and that's when Tony Bennett and his 80-year-old drummer came out and just started drumming on this little kit and standing up, this 80-year-old guy just rocking out. So that was my favorite concert, because holy fuck, I never thought I would see Natalie Cole in concert, which was awesome. But to see all those bands in one night, and to be able to be running around and just doing what I wanted, I mean, it was insane. Like, I have not seen The Who very much. That was only the second time I had seen The Who. The first time was the first tour. I saw them a few, like 3 weeks worth of shows, the first tour, but I just count that as one, because that was with, they made John turn down. If anybody knows anything about John's volume and his bass, they made John turn down because of Pete's hearing, and had to make up for that sound, they had to have a whole orchestra on the stage with them. So this was a massive tour. And to see that every night, I didn't watch the show every night, because to me, having that orchestra was cool, but at the same time, it wasn't The Who. So when I saw them the second time at that Vegas show, during that, they didn't have the orchestra. It was just raw, The Who. So John just playing, being John, and Pete trying to keep up with that. You know, because if you ever watch those old footage of The Who with John, Pete's watching them to see what they're going to do, so he knows what to do. It's like John was the lead in that band, and Pete was just the rhythm guy with his guitar, really, when you think about it. So to see also Kiss when they first put their makeup back on, and the original band, the band that I used to look at the labels and swore up and down I wanted to marry Ace Frehley, but then he took his makeup off. No gracie. So yeah, and Brian Setzer, and I never thought I would watch Tony Bennett jam like that with his 80-year-old drummer. Fucking mind-blowing awesome. So that is my number one favorite concert, was that iBash concert. If you can find it here on YouTube, I'll put it link down in the description if I can find it, because you guys really, I don't even know. There were other acts that were signed last minute, and I can't even remember who they were, because it was just, I was going to watch The Who, Kiss. I went out to watch Brian Setzer and Natalie Cole and all that with Tony Bennett. So that was awesome. I don't even give a fuck about the rest of them. Those bands made that my favorite concert of all time, because when are you going to see acts like that in that type of originality ever again? You're not going to. Nope. So try and watch it down on the link in the description, all right? So there you guys go. Tell me what your favorite concerts are down in the comments, you guys. I want to hear what you guys loved. The best shows you've ever seen, because I know there's amazing concerts out there. You know, like Monsters of Rock or Castle Donington or Coachella. Okay. You can get a pretty good mix. Lollapalooza. Put your favorite concert in the comments. All right, you guys. So, and I always thank you again for all the love and support. Really, really appreciate you guys so much. For the 47% that are just haunting, hit that subscription. Hit the share button, everybody, and hit my bells. We'll see you here on Cocktails and Rocktails. And don't forget, when I hit 1,000, we're going to be doing some cool stuff, some free giveaways. So get me to 1,000. We're almost there. And then we'll start moving up and up and up. All right, guys. Again, as always, thank you so much for the love. We'll see you next time on Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, big ears.